Hello traders, I'm back again with another market analysis video. Well, it's not really a market analysis video as such because, to be honest, there's not that many opportunities in the market at the moment, but I thought I've got a few minutes spare, so I thought I'd just do a quick video. And now I can cover a couple of members' questions as well that I've had this week. So, the first thing is, the market is very quiet at the moment. There's not many opportunities at all. But I'll have a quick look through and see if we can see anything. Don't forget we only want high probability trades, so we don't want to be just trading anything and jumping in all over the place. That's how you lose trades. One of the questions I got this week from a member is, how do we set profit targets? There's quite a few different ways of setting profit targets. The way I do it is, if it's a ranging market, first of all, I'll set my levels, and obviously we use them as our profit targets. As you can see on this range here that I've highlighted with the blue and red lines, so we've hit the bottom there, we hit the top, and we hit the bottom again. When we're on the way back up here, we could have set this profit target. So let's say we entered here on this bounce off this range, we could have had a profit target up here. Now that's all well and good having a profit target up there, but sometimes, as you can see, we might only reach halfway. Now there's various, there's many different indicators that will provide profit targets. You've got Fibonacci's, you've got your EMAs, you've got all Donchian channels, you've got all sorts of Bollinger Bands, all sorts of indicators that will give you a level to look at to take profits. Now the way I do it is, if it's a range, then we've got an obvious profit target there, but we can't just set a profit target there and hope for the best that it's going to reach that, because like you see here, so we have to follow. Even though we've got a profit target of there, we still have to follow the price action. So just here, if we follow this, let's say we get in here, it pulled back, so it's been in drawdown for a while, and then we start making profit, so we're long, and then it moves up here, and then we get this massive long leg doji here. Now, and it's up against Kijun-sen. Now this is alarm bells straight away, because even though we've got a profit target up here, we've got to move our stop when we see that, because we can't, there's long leg doji there, we've got indecision, and we've got Kijun-sen, and we're nearly halfway. Now, halfway between ranges is quite a strong level to bounce off, and as you can see here, it did bounce down. So what I'd do is I'd move my stop loss to the bottom of that doji there. Okay, and we start off with a stop loss down here, under here, right? And we're in here. I hear from traders that they'll get in there at that level, right? Let me just move this, borrow this line. They get in there, and then we're in draw down here, right? And they'll get out because it's, price is going against them. But you've got to remember that the stop losses down here, we've not lost until we've lost. That's what it is. It's a case of, if you're going to set your stop loss down there, why are you going to get out? Because it comes back here, why are you going to get out when your stop loss is down here? Like I say, we've not lost until we've lost. In the same respect as we've not won until we've won, sort of thing, until we've closed the trade. So it's important that we follow this price action carefully, and we can't just have a fixed profit target in mind and be stubborn enough to stay in the trade hoping it's going to get there. We have to look at the price action as well. So like I say, what I do, I'd move my stop loss up there, and then we'd see what happened, and we'd get taken out there for whatever that is, profit. Okay, so that's the profit targets covered. I got that question from one member, and I've got another member that sent me a question and asking me how many periods back I look. Well, I always look around the recent, 30, 40, 50 periods back, whatever time frame I'm looking at. This is the H4. So if I'm looking at the H4 for a trade, right, I could be looking at the daily or the H4 for a trade. I'll usually look 30, 40 pips back. Now I know if I go back really far, there'll be some other levels, relevant levels, such as this one you see, look here. Now, yeah, I'll take note of that, and I'll have a line there, because it is, it is a relevant level, even though it's quite far back. And then if price does come to that level, and get to that level, I'm ready, sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, it's I do answer these questions from members, but sometimes it's just better to explain things in the live rather than typing. Members do get all the questions answered, so it was just something I wanted to cover today while the market's quiet. And basically, at the moment, you can see that the market's not been doing. It's been sort of ranging between these levels. Okay, ignoring this level at the moment, this pound USD, it's just been ranging between these levels, right? So when we look for a trade, we want to be making a decent amount of profit pips. So it's sort of between levels at the moment, that pair. So we'll move on to the next one, Euro Yen. I could go to the 1 hour, the daily, here. The reason I've dropped down to the 4 hour, because it's very quiet, and you can see there's, you've got this descending. If you put a line down there, you've got sort of a descending triangle. But apart from that, you can see it's not really doing a lot. I mean, today there's been trading in that candle there. We're between levels. Okay, so if I mark that there, we're just between that level or that. So, yeah, I mean, the reason I've gone down to the 4 hour is because the market's really quiet. So dropping down to the 4 hour just gives me... Don't be under any illusion that I just keep dropping down until I find a trade. I don't. I only really drop down to the 4 hour, and that's the lowest I'll go. Because, you could keep going down and down and down just to find a trade. But the thing is, ideally I want to find a trade on the daily. So it'd be nice to be at one of these daily levels. Now, even though I call these daily levels, there's still 4 hour levels as well. So if I drop down to the 4 hour, see, just bring that out slightly, that level's there, you see, from the daily. So they're still relevant on the 4 hour, you just have to go further back. So still very important, the stronger levels, if I mark these on the 4 hour, these levels here, obviously these are daily levels as well, so very strong. And you can see it nearly came down here, touched there just about, and nearly just about touched there. And it all depends on, I usually put the levels just at the bottom of the candle body, because then it just allows that, and I allow that wick as well, so at least it just gives it some room, because it's not a fixed level, it's like a zone, an area. So, and that area could be, it could be anywhere from, it could be at the bottom of that body there to the wick, or it could be between that. So as you can see, price, it hit there and didn't get any lower, but here it came down. So these are sort of areas, and that's what we want to do. We want to aim for areas really, not fixed levels. It's sort of a zone, okay? But like I say, this is the 4 hour, and that's a relevant daily level. So we go back to the daily, and you can see them levels. So yeah, I mean, I mark my levels on the daily, then go to the 4 hour. But at the moment the market's so quiet, I'm having to go down to the 4 hour to see if there's anything. Not to see if I can get a trade, just to make sure I'm not missing a nice level that not as clear to see on the daily. Okay. So I mean, as you can see here, we're on Euro Yen here, and even though we're ranging, we've got quite a few lines on here, so but I'll use them, and I'll also move this one to this extreme low here. Like I say, normally 30-40 pip periods back, but I will still take note of the extreme levels. And usually if you mark your levels on the daily, they'll take care of these extreme levels. Okay, so as you can see here, we're sort of trading between here. I mean, there's not really a trade. We could possibly, if we were really desperate for a trade, we could probably trade this and try and get it up to here. But I'm going to borrow this red line. We'd have to put a stop loss below there at least. We won't be getting in until there, and we've traded it up to that level. So there's not really anything there that I like, and I have had a quick look through it before I started this video, so I'm pretty much know there's not much going on at the moment. We'd have to sort of make a trade, and we don't want to do that. If there's no trade, there's no trade. So yeah, there's not. We're broke. Kumo breakout there. Chico's below price. We're just about to cross over to the downside. We could possibly bounce off this, but it's only a possible. It's not a very strong level at all. So I don't see anything, to be honest. Nothing to talk about. So we'll move on. In fact, I'll just have a quick look at the daily on this, just to say, look at that. I mean, nothing at the moment. I mean, you could say that's a level, but we still haven't got any price action there anyway, so nothing to worry about there. Not missing anything there. Pound yen. Now, we could have a bounce here off this Tenkan Sen. We've got a big sort of long hangman, if you want to call it that, but it's a bit too long really. We'd have to enter there, and then we're at this level, so we're trading straight into minor support, and then we've got this level here, so we'd have to get through that. So again, we're struggling to find really good trades. I mean, we have got a level there, but we've not got through it yet. We'd have to get through it and at least break that level there, and then we could be trading straight into that, and we'd have to get through that. So stress there straight away. Just have a quick look at the daily. Can't work anything out there. Nothing going on at all, because we're not even at a level really on the daily. So back to 4 hour. See, at least on the 4 hour we've got the Tenkan Sen. We bounced. It looks like we bounced off of that, but we bounced off it here, and then it pulled all the way down, and then all the way back up again and closed, and now we're on the way down again. We haven't got a crossover on the cloud yet. Got a TK crossover. Chico's below price. So yeah, I mean, this could head towards the downside, but like I say, we'd have to, because we've got, see that wick there, that could be a stumbling block. We'd have to get through that, and then we're here, we're trading straight into support. short straight into support, which we don't want to do, and we don't want to trade long straight into resistance either. So beware of that when you're trading. Aussie yen. We've got a level here at the top. And price looks like it's indecision there at the moment. Might move up to here, then we might get a trade. We'll look for some price action and possibly try and trade it to the downside. Again, it's more or less a range, because if you mark that there, yeah, we've got a level there. We bounced a bit there. We broke it, and we broke it again the other way, and now it's support again. Here it was support. We moved up to that top of that range. See, hit there, and it hit the bottom there. So now we're looking in this area, and we need some price action to trade it to the downside, and we'll be trading against Ichimoku. Okay, but we are getting we could develop a TK cross here, and you can see that this bottom Senko span B is moving up, so we might get a cross to the downside. The top of the cloud Senko span A, the bottom is B, and then they swap over. Okay, so moving on. Aussie USD. Looks like we're bouncing on this level here. This could be a trade. We haven't got any candle in between, which is not a good sign, because we've not really got an entry to get in. We could do it with a doji or something. If we wanted to trade this, I'll have to get another line. Here we are. I like to borrow lines that I've already put on, because they just build up. I end up with hundreds of lines on. So if we wanted to trade it at the moment, we'd take a break of that to the downside. I'm not going to trade it though, because I just don't like it really, because you see this here, we've got this here, we've got some minor support there, so again we'd probably be trading into that, and to be honest, we could, we broke bull fractals here, a bull fractal there, but broke these two bull fractals. Who's to say we're not just going to pull back to this bull fractal and then go to the upside again, or pull back to this bull fractal, and then it could go back up and just bounce off this level again, and then back down and start ranging up here. So I'm not taking that one, because I don't like it. And I don't like it when it's just a big blue candle like that and then a little red one. I like to see a couple, 2 or 3 candles that make up the price action. Okay, so moving on. Euro Aussie. Looks like we're breaking. No, sorry, I thought we were breaking that, but we've not broken that. So we're bouncing off that at the moment. By the look of it, we've got a small blue candle there. So this one, we'll just wait for a pullback probably up to this level, trade it from that. So not a lot going on that one. Euro CAD, nothing at all. We're not at any level or anything. Chico's mixed in with the price. The TK cross, we've had a bearish cross there. Now it looks like we're getting a bullish cross again. We've got a bullish future. So again, not a lot going off on that pair. Ranging again, and we're between the range. We're between these levels. See that? Just right in between. Euro pound, same thing. We're in a range. We've bounced off the top of that level there. Yeah, and the bottom level's here. Put these lines on. We see that. I know we've got that level there, but we bounced there and we bounced there. So we bounced 3 times on this level. So this is the most relevant level, and that's what we're talking about, levels, you see. It's nice to know about these levels, keep it in keep it in mind when you're trading. Put a line there, probably a different colour. But these recent levels are the most important, because you can see what happened there, look. And again, it's a range. The whole Forex market seems to be just ranging at the moment. No, not many opportunities at all. Here, we're just about to hit this level here, look, on this pair. We've got that level there, which is very close, and that's probably why that bounced. So, and we've had a bit of a rejection there, but it's pulled back, so let's see what happens here. We get some price action here, could possibly trade this to the downside, but again, no trade. And this is on the 4 hour, so I want to keep that level there. So New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Mixed signals again, you see. We've got a TK cross to the upside. We're under the cloud. Let's just mark this. Got that level there. We could be bouncing because of that level there. We could be bouncing on that level. You see how it's trading between these small levels. So even if we get a move, there's no trends at all. Oh, and I've just remembered I was going to show you how I take profits in a trending market. So I'll just cover that, and then, because quite a member asked me about profit targets, so I just want to answer. I did answer it in text, but so let's say we take this trade here. Alright. We'll ignore that this is a range. Right. Presume. I mean, this is a small trend, even though it's a range overall. There is still small trends in between. Okay. So basically, what I do to get profit targets is normally I'll get my ruler, and if, let's say we get in here, I'll just measure. So that's 220 pips. It pulled back, and then I'll just measure from here to see if it gets to 220 again. And you can see it did get to 220, it went higher. And that's what I'll do. So I'll measure from there to there, and then wait for the pullback, and then measure from there to there. And that gives me in trading terms, it's called A to B equals C to D, or 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's how you determine what the market's. You can determine if the market's going to turn around and things like that. If it breaks the 1, 2, 3 pattern. Okay. So I mean, the market's just terrible. I can't even find a trend. That's what I'm looking for. Can't even find a trend on this pound USD. Here we are. So on this one, let's say we get in here. Just presume we get in there. I'm spending a bit of time here because there's not much to talk about with the Forex. It's pretty dead, to be honest. So we get in here. I mean, obviously we've got to get through this. Okay. As it happened, it bounced off that, and we got the pullback. Okay. Sorry, I've said it all wrong. We didn't get in there. This already. Let's presume this already happened. Okay. And we're looking to get in a trade here. Okay, so let's mark it. So we'd something like that. We'd want to be breaking that level there to get in. Okay, so let's say this has all happened. We've not had this yet. So we came up. We can see that we've got a pullback in a trend. Right, this is a trend, and we're looking to trade here on this pullback. So we get in there. Now I can measure from there to there. Now I know that's only small, but I'd still measure that from the bottom of that, okay, to there. That's 150. And then, so when I get in, I'd measure that from the bottom of there up. Right? And that's Can't see it. It's about 150, you see. So that to there, from there to there, is virtually the same as there to there. And that's where your profit target, that's where my profit target would be. And that's how a lot of traders get profit targets. Like I say, you can use Fibonacci, you can use your support and resistance lines. You can use, if you look back, you could use these old levels that are further back as profit targets. The main thing you want to do is make sure you're looking at that price action. Because like I say, you've not won your trade until you've won it. And that means don't just set a profit target and leave it. You're not won your trade until it's closed. And the only way it'll close is if it reaches if it reaches a profit target, or you move your stop to follow the price action or something like that. And don't be closing trades too early either, because like I say, you've not lost until your stop's been hit. Yeah. And I think that's about it. That's all about what I want to talk about today, because there's not much going on in the Forex. You can visit my website, tradingtoprofit.com. I usually post market analysis videos on there. Yeah, if you want any questions answering about your trading, I answer, with it only being a smallish YouTube channel, I have got time to answer any trading questions you have, so just put them in the comments, and it'll also help the channel grow as well. If you interact with it and like the videos, then I can keep making more. Subscribe, like and comment. I hope these videos are useful to you, and good luck in your trading. Oh, by the way, if you are a member and you're watching this video, please study the course carefully, multiple times if necessary, and only a fraction of my members currently use the private chat room, okay? And I urge members, if you're watching this video, please use the private chat room. Send your charts, and I can respond, or other members can respond quickly and give you advice. It's invaluable. I can't stress that enough. So please, if you're a member already and you're watching this video, please use the private chat room, okay, that we offer. Good luck in your trading. Bye.